History is not just the past, right? We make it every day. And so showing those people coming after us, right, of the potential of what they can do, now they can be involved is really important. There's a legacy here of the Black experience in Colorado, and for a long time hasn't really been told the way it should. There have been some good examples here and there, but we're very excited for the opportunity to dive deeper into the story, but do that with community first. We don't want to just tell the story at the community, right? We want the community to come with us and we can tell this story or these many stories together. We want to be a place where community sees themselves here through our exhibits, through oral histories, through our displays of circulating books, really the whole thing.
So the Colorado Hall of Fame is a award given and an induction process given to folks that have been either the first in their field or a pioneer in a variety of fields.
It's a place where we can honor these people, both past, present, and honestly, currently as well, who are making positive changes here in the community. The Hall of Fame is one of several different ways that DPL works to preserve this history and history in general, whether that be preserving in archives, a photo collection, or, these objects and ephemera like this. And so again, just making sure that this history is at the forefront of the conversation, isn't forgotten, isn't erased, is something that we as an organization, we care very much about. That brings us to some of the things we wanted to show you all today. One member who's been inducted into the Hall of Fame is Elvin Caldwell. Caldwell obviously is part of the namesake of where we are today, the Blair Caldwell African American Research Library. Elvin Caldwell, he was a city councilman in the early 1950s, and at that time he was actually one of the first African Americans to have a city council position west of the Mississippi.
There are a lot of significant folks, and I'll just name one that's a recent induction. Their name is Zipporah Parks Hammond, and they were recently inducted, I think, in the last couple of years. And I just really resonate with their story of being one of the first Army nurses, and they were also a volunteer with the library, so they have like a library connection.
One vehicle we like to use to tell the story of Ari Taylor. She was a political powerhouse here in Colorado. She was the first African-American woman to be voted to the legislature. And she was known for wearing these really big, beautiful hats. And so we often use the hat to tell her story. I could go on and on about her legacy. She was really instrumental. But again, we use this as an example to talk about things she was frustrated with, the problems she was able to solve, and then telling people that, hey, you can also do this too.
We're looking for some creative ways to connect. So right now we have traditional methods where, you can find it online, and then in the branch, a very, static way of approaching it. I think what we'd like to do is eventually advance it so that it's more of an interactive place.
That really goes back to accessibility, right? We want people to be able to come into a space and experience it, but also if they need to experience it more tactile or a different way or take it home, we want to cater that flexibility. And so, like she said, oral histories, that's a great way to engage this history where we're creating a platform or stage for someone to come in and share their history with us their way, right? And so that's a primary source you really can't beat. We're stewards of the community and making sure that we are constantly being that. The majority of these groups here in Colorado, they're not monolithic, right? The Black experience is layered and multifaceted. So making sure that, yes, we're talking about the politicians and the things like that, but we're also making room for the youth, for the artists, for the chefs, the caterers, making sure that we're really encompassing all of what that experience looks like. You can check out the Hall of Fame online through Denver Public Library and our website. You can also visit one of these branches in person. So the Hall of Fame actually exists at the Fort Warren branch. We're here today at the Blair Caldwell African American Research Library, where we have a museum, a gallery, and an archive that you can come check out. We want to hear from you all, whether your uncle was the first dog catcher or whether your grandpa was the famous this or that. We want to hear from you. We want to learn these stories because we can't champion them if we don't know them. And so part of that is whether you have some people to nominate to the award or you have, an old collection of photos, whatever it is, we'd love to talk to you all about it and see what we can do with that.
The biggest thing is just to remain at the forefront of history as part of like Colorado history, as well as just honor and acknowledge the path they set forward so others can come behind.
Black history is American history. Asian history is American history. It's all of our shared history. We wouldn't be here without the collaborative effort. And so that's one thing that inspires me to do this work, is trying to show the links we have, the commonalities we have, and not the things that divide us.
Stay elevated by subscribing to the city's YouTube page and stay tuned to our social media channels for more content. Don't miss our new episodes of Elevating Denver, premiering each month. Thanks for watching, Denver.